everyone.
Hi.
So, Semide,
Yeah.
thank you so much for having me here.
I'm so happy to have you here.
Yeah, so I guess I should introduce myself.
Yeah, go for it.
Right, so hello, Semide's audience. My name is Theodore, and I don't know how to introduce myself, but I've been working with Semide regarding some. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've been working with Semide regarding some of the things she's going through. I'm right now a fourth year naturopathic medical intern, so I actually go to school with Semide, and my focus is on trauma. So I help people process their trauma so that they can live the life of their dreams. And today we're doing a session on trauma processing. So Semide had asked me to process a certain trauma, and then the idea is that we become vulnerable, and hence we're here. So my first time being camera, super scary, but thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you're doing great.
And yeah, I'm not sure what else to say except why don't we begin?
Yeah, and I just wanted to say too that for those of you who have listened to our podcast together, you kind of probably have some idea as to how this is going to go. But yeah, we're both me especially, being really vulnerable here. So yeah, let's get started.
Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we need to find our anchor. So the anchor is our grounding place, because when we start going into our trauma, it's easy to jump into the rabbit hole and then get lost. So we need kind of a rescue rope. Like imagine like a caver going inside a cave. They always have a rescue rope to like guide them back. We need that one, and in order for us to do that, we create a relaxation place. So I know last time in the previous sessions that we had created a relaxation place. I just thought that it would be useful if we create one that is most appropriate for this situation.
Yeah.
So I'm going to invite you to just center yourself, close your eyes if you can, and take a deep breath in. Place your hand wherever it needs to be.
Right here.
In a position where you're asking, where is it that you would feel most relaxed in? And it could be a place that you could see yourself 5 years from now, where you've resolved whatever issues that you're are going through right now, or maybe it's a place in your childhood where you've found yourself just completely at joy and at peace. It's a place where you're completely undisturbed, where you could just be who you want to be and express yourself to the fullest. And as you bring yourself into that relaxation place, I really encourage you to get really, really up close and personal to the sensations that you're feeling. With your eyes closed, imagine what you would see if you were to open them. What would you be seeing? What would you be hearing? What would you be smelling? What would you be tasting? And what would you be feeling? And once you have that place, once you have it, I'm going to invite you to bring it to life on the piece of paper.
Okay. So this is a scenario that's already happened. Water. And then, not the best artist, but like kind of like, this happened in August, and it's a really beautiful moment where me and my friends Julia and Angelica just kind of, we were at Lake Ontario, and we like held hands and hugged, and we just sort of formed a circle, and this was around the time of, I think it was the full moon.
Wow.
And we were wearing our bathing suits, and it was just us. It was just us. There's the moon. Trying to find it blue in here. Okay, I'm just gonna use this highlighter. Actually, let's just use the highlighter.
So you're in the water, it looks like.
Yeah, we were all just submerged in the water. It was a little bit chilly, but and I ended up catching a cold afterwards.
Oh, I think I remember now. This was that day, September.
This was actually late August, I think. And just gonna do all the same color. Just kind of all that yin energy. We were all so happy. Like just laughing and dancing and crying and holding each other, and just, we were all going through a really tough time. And yeah, we just, yeah, that's it.
Right. Well, thank you for sharing that. I heard a few things as you were drawing.
Yeah.
One thing is that it sounded like you guys were all going through an adversity in your life, a challenge.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, you've chosen this to be your relaxation place, the place where you could feel the most relaxed in. Could you tell me about that? Yeah.
Just the most like carefree, like we could just genuinely be ourselves. We didn't have to put up an act, and we could just like dance and swim and splash and just go crazy and just laugh and cry at the same time. Like we could be sort of uncompensated with each other because we accepted each other fully, and just loved each other with all our hearts. And each one of us would take turns crying, and we would hold each other as each person cried. So that was like, and I kind of feel this with my sisters too. Like I have two sisters, and when the three of us are together, it kind of feels like that as well. But yeah, it's the three goddesses kind of relaxation place.
This is gonna be our anchor. Whenever we go too far and then we need a rescue, a tug, this is where we're gonna come back into. And so yeah, we can now begin with the trauma processing. So the trauma processing is similar. It starts with, it's infused with a lot of components that I've learned throughout my, so before coming into naturopathy, I was a mental health nurse for 10 years. And I also did a lot of self-work and yoga and QiGong and meditation. So everything is going to be infused in here. So we start with the artwork, and then it's just gonna build on top of that. So I think you had come to me to process a specific event in your life, and that's what we're going to focus on. So if you would also, I'd invite you to also draw this. Draw a scenario where you could tell a story about.
So I'm kind of like not really sure what exactly, because like overall I want to process and relationship trauma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like there's so many components and pieces, and there's one specific person, we can call him D, and he, like there's a lot of trauma there, and I'm afraid to go near it, but I know that it's the time to go there and to open up that box and like let some of that free.
Okay.
Because I can feel that I've been trying to make connections with new people, and I've been having a really good time with that, but each time it's not working. And I think part of the reason why is because I'm holding on to this baggage from D, and I need to let that go before I can fully be with someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I heard that, there's some fear regarding going near. What D has now created a claim inside. This is where I saw your heart, your hands were. So let's use some QiGong here. So one of the best ways that my master taught me how to wake up that trauma without necessarily just going so close, because sometimes it's scary. It's like a dog that's howling
It's really scary.
with like teeth gnarling. So we're just going to like gently it sounds like this is where it lives, because this is where you put your hand in. So we're just gonna gently rub that area. Just be gentle, because this is its home. And I encourage you to take a deep breath in, right into the belly, in the lower dantian. This is what it's called, just under the umbilicus. So one heart, the left hand onto the heart center, and one heart into the belly. And then see if you could do you're going to rub the heart in a counterclockwise.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was clockwise again?
Clockwise, counterclockwise. You see?
Wait.
So now we're getting into the body. Yeah, it takes a lot of concentration to do two things. So here we are. So we're going to ask, is there a name? Is there a name to this? D, right? So D. Okay. I know you're in my heart. I'm gonna just gently knock on the door. So take your left hand, and as if you're knocking onto the door of your heart.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Just knock, knock, knock. Is anyone home? If nobody's answering because you're getting the silent treatment, see if you could take your knuckles and give it a rub. Give it a nice rub. So in traditional Chinese medicine, the heart can end up having a lot of emotions and can get overwhelmed. Ideally, it's the house of joy, love, happiness, compassion. But when there's trauma that comes to move in, that joy, love, compassion it's kind of like a lamp that somebody decides to turn off all the candles and all the light in the house. So we're just gonna wake it up. And one way to give it a jolt is sometimes I take a crystal.
Yeah.
I rub it. You want to rub it to the point where it's a little uncomfortable. So give it a good, it's like, oh, okay, I could feel that. Like, you see how I'm just kind of like really firm? Because you want to be gentle but firm when we're dealing with trauma. And then one of the ways we wake up the heart is laughter. That's the sound of the heart. Or we can also do the sound called exactly. One more time. And then rubbing the belly, and then rubbing the chest, and then see if you could give it a laugh, like like a real laugh. That's the true expression. Exactly. I know it sounds crazy, and it's crazy, but that's the way we're gonna do it. D, I'm knocking on the door. Couple more times. and and then just give it a gentle rub. And now the door is open. The door is open. We've opened the sound of the heart. And then we're going to invite this. So we're going to breathe in. So in your third eye center here, you're going to cross your eyes. While your eyes are closed, you're going to look up to your third eye. So then it's going to form a triangle between your two eyes and the third eye. And from here, you're going to invite the golden light from the sun. Imagine a sun that is smiling, brilliant. Breathe in. Allow the light to enter into the third eye. And as you breathe in, allow it to travel with your breath into that door that we just opened to illuminate so that we could see what's in there. And see what you could see. It's been like kind of like an old cabin that hasn't been opened and somebody had lived there that's not you, and then they have their old stuff in there. What do you see? What kind of things need to go? Because we need to clean it up. And then once you have that one, I encourage you to breathe out through the mouth. Again, lower dantian, get that energy from the earth, and then breathe out smoke. So like dragon breath. So inhaling, sun enters to the third eye, cross your eyes. I encourage you to have your tongue up into the roof of the mouth. Breathe it in into the door of that long lost cabin. Take out anything that doesn't belong there and breathe it out into your mouth. And sometimes the things that doesn't belong is a feeling. Sometimes it's a sensation. Sometimes it's an image. Sometimes it's a memory. And we're going to use the sound of the heart, which is... And then the next breath, inhaling, bring in all the light, and on the next sound, see if we could bring it onto the blank piece of paper.
Okay, let me try that again. Okay, so I'm just like feeling things come up, like
What is it that you saw in there when you opened the door?
so most of our relationship was through a screen. I don't know if I should draw the screen or go ahead and draw him.
Whatever your heart tells you.
Okay. It's a little scary without the screen. It's scary drawing him. and draw tears. Confusion. So he was actually on a screen on this chair, but I made him come to life. And there's a lot of I feel like this moment was not really the worst of it, but it's the one that came up. This was a loved one of mine was dying, and I could feel that the end was approaching, and I was feeling a lot of grief. And while I was speaking to him, sometimes I had to sit down and kind of ground myself and just take a few deep breaths. But whenever I tried to sit down and take a few deep breaths, he would tell me that I was crazy for doing so, that why do you need to sit down and breathe? Why do you... And when I would write things on a notebook, he would tell me, are you writing about me? And he would just kind of try to control every move that I did. And then he said, okay, well, what's going on? And I told him I'm feeling a lot of grief. And then he told me that there's no way that I could have been feeling grief. He said that what I was feeling is not real, and he did that a lot throughout our relationship, kind of dismissing anything that I was feeling, telling me that what I said or what I thought or what I felt was wrong, and that it was different, and I was misunderstanding him, I was mischaracterizing him, I was this and that and this and that. And then I started crying because I was feeling this deep grief towards my friend who was dying, and it was coming up, and he was telling me to suppress it, to not let it out, to not cry. And once I started crying, he's like, stop crying, this is not how you feel, you're exaggerating. And then I kept crying, and it got worse, and he's like, what would your parents think? They're listening right now. What would they think of me? Don't do this, stop. And I couldn't stop. And then I had to turn off my phone because I couldn't stand how overbearing and how controlling he was, because I needed to cry. It was coming out, and it's kind of the dynamic of our relationship. It was just a lot of telling me not to do this and to do that and to not feel this and not feel that. And when I was really, really hurting, and I wasn't even allowed to hurt.
Wow.
Yeah, so I basically, I got on my knees, and I kneeled down, and I fell to the floor, and I was crying. And even then, told me to stop crying. And I have a feeling that this is probably how his father had treated him. And he was basically acting out that same trauma that he, had experienced himself. Yeah, it was scary.
Thank you. And thank you for being brave to open up to it again. Now, I'm just going to ask a series of questions that's going to help us understand what's happening. Now, when this was happening, what do you remember seeing in front of you? Even if you close your eyes and just put yourself in that situation.
Just remember seeing his face on the screen, and it was just, there was no sympathy there, there was no empathy there. It was just this domineering, I couldn't believe that when I was hurting so much, and he said he loved me, but he just couldn't be there for me when I needed him the most. And so there's just a lot of anger in his face, but also anger and frustration within me. Yeah.
I see.
There was okay, let's just use.
Now it looks like it's red.
Yeah. Just a lot of that.
I see.
Going into his neck and even spreading. And it's weird because when I had first met him, and when those first few dates, I didn't really see this side of him. There were, maybe on our third date I saw a little glimpse of it, but I had no idea. And all I saw was tenderness and kindness and compassion, and that was reflected in his eyes. And now I look back and I'm was that him playing a role? What happened? That was the man that I fell in love with, and then what happened? Where is this guy coming from, and why is he so ruthless?
Right. What do you remember hearing?
The sound of my tears, the sound of my crying. That just, as much as the more he was trying to stop it, the more I wanted to come out. But I can hear him telling me to stop. I can hear him getting frustrated and angry, but also kind of pleading with me to stop because he was so afraid of what my parents would think of him.
I see.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Any sensations of touch that you remember?
I was on the ground. So it was just me on the ground. The tears rolling down my face. Yeah.
Smell.
smell of tears. I don't know.
And any taste.
Not really.
How do you remember feeling at the time that this was happening?
Incredibly sad, but equally frustrated. Not being able, like, I couldn't believe my ears. Like, what was I hearing from this person who I thought loved me? Just overwhelming sadness, crashing with frustration kind of thing. Like, it was just like all of it. And I just wanted to be held. But he couldn't be there to hold me. You know, the man I thought I loved. And I wanted to go downstairs and just hold a tree, but he told me not to. He said I was being too extra, too dramatic, too everything. Like, I was always too something, you know? Like, it seemed like I tried so hard to be the best girlfriend that I could be, and I was never enough. I tried everything. We would call every day, kept my phone on. I was afraid to shut off my phone, whereas before in the past, I wouldn't have my phone with me. Like, I would put it away, but with him, like, I was afraid that he would yell at me and say that I wasn't good enough, so I'd have to keep my phone on me at all times. And there's just a lot of restriction, a lot of, like, control. But whenever I brought it up with him, he would deny it. So somehow I was always in the wrong.
Oh, I see. I hear.
Yeah.
At the time that this was happening, what was the most scariest thing?
I was scared that I was feeling a lot of things. Like, I was feeling kind of hopeless and helpless because my friend was dying and there was nothing I could do to help her. And I was scared of his wrath. I was scared of him throwing another temper tantrum. I just lived in fear of the next time. Like, I never knew when I would say something wrong or do something wrong, and he would yell and shout and send me long texts of everything I was doing wrong. And I felt like a kid again. I felt like a kid who was told that I was being punished. Like, I felt like I had been caught, and then I had to be reprimanded and keep changing my ways and my behavior so that I could avoid being punished. Yeah, so I was afraid of that. A part of me wanted to be free of him. But at the same time, I was afraid to be free of him because I did love him, or I thought I did. And he kept telling me that we were soulmates, and I believed it. And we had this plan that we were going to get married and have 3 kids, and we had a plan, and so much of our family and friends knew, and I think I wasn't so much afraid that I would letting my friends and family know, because I think they would be completely supportive, but I was afraid that his family and friends would know and they would be disappointed in him. And then I was just afraid of his reputation being hurt by this, and him being hurt by this, and therefore he would come after me and hurt me. That's what I was afraid of.
I see. That's scary.
Yeah.
What is the most scariest thing for you right now?
Right now? Right now. I'm terrified of seeing him again. I don't ever want to see him again. Because if I see him, I'll feel small, and I'll feel like that little child, that powerless, helpless little child who's trying her best but can't ever meet the demands.
I see.
So I don't ever want to see him again. But I can't live with this fear, Like, yes, I can avoid him. He's not a part of my life. But I don't want to keep living with this fear.
I hear you. At the time that this was happening, what did your body wanted or needed to do at the time?
I wanted to run away and cry.
Okay.
Just hold a tree and cry.
I heard that one, the tree part. Yeah.
I wanted to run far away from him and be with someone or something that could hold space for me while I cried and let out all this grief inside me. I didn't enjoy having it trapped. I didn't enjoy being told that it was not okay to feel these things. I didn't enjoy being controlled.
All right. Anything else?
What else I wanted? I wanted him to change. I wanted him to be kind and sweet and loving, like the person I thought I knew. A person I know that's in there. I know he has a big heart. I do. I've seen it. I just don't know why it was buried so deep underneath all of this. And I wanted to see that part of him inside that I knew was there, but it was hidden. And no matter how hard I tried to, no matter what I said, I would try to apologize. I would try to soothe him in different languages. I would try to send him kisses and hugs. I would just do everything I can to comfort him, and yet I had to really wrestle with him before his true self came back out. There was so much, these dark, angry clouds were just all over, and oftentimes I couldn't get through.
I see.
And so I wanted the true person underneath to come out. But it was a lost cause.
Okay. Okay. So, thank you for sharing that. This is the part where I'm going to, a lot of the memory when it comes to the trauma, most people think that it is in their memory, in their brain. It actually goes into the subconscious and hence goes into our bodies. So the next series is we're going to see if we could encourage this to come out from the body. So one of the things you mentioned is you wanted to run away and you wanted to hug a tree, you wanted to cry, you wanted something to hold you. And that's what we're going to replicate. So I'm going to encourage you to stand up. Okay, good. So now we're outside into your balcony, and we've got the jaguar tree. And so this is the sensory motor part of the trauma processing. So in Taoist QiGong and in traditional Chinese medicine, they believe that fear is stored in the kidneys. So I invite you to close your eyes, and I'm just going to demonstrate here in the camera what we're doing. So we're gently rubbing the kidneys, which are located at the flanks here at the back. And what we're doing is we're closing our eyes, and then tongue at the roof of the mouth again. Breathing in that golden light into the third eye. Eye look up. Bring that golden light, bring your eyes down into your kidneys. And then begin to hold your breath here and just move the eye left to right, looking between the kidneys. Left, right, exhale. Inhale again, golden right. And left, right, move your eyes towards the kidneys, and then pick out any kind of emotions of fear or trauma and allow it to come out through the mouth. So inhale, light, golden, smiling sunshine into the kidneys, left, right, and the sound of the kidneys is chew. So exhale, chew. Breathing in, and left, right, and chew. Another way to start to wake up the kidneys is this. You twirl with your hips, so your lumbar, and you're giving a knock to the kidneys with the back of your hand. So we're just gonna wake up the kidney, wake up kidney, wake up fear, wake up trauma, because that's where it likes to live in the kidneys. And then from here we're just gonna give a gentle shake and kind of like lifting up our heels up to the ground, and then give it a shake to just shake it off, like shake it from the kidneys and give it to Mother Earth. Mother Earth can handle everything. So sometimes I like to make a sound like to just allow it to come out. And then you want to wake up the rest of the meridians. Just wake them up. We're about to do some serious work. Out, back, front. This area here is called the qua, the groin area. There's a lot of stagnation that can happen here with trauma. So you want to stand in a horse stance, shoulder width apart. And you want to bend your hip a little bit, and then just give it a knock.
Where is it exactly?
Yeah, so it's like this hip crease. So like where the groin would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because this folds were seated all the time, energy could get stuck in there. So over here, that's called the quad. And then wake up the rest. Also here we've got another bottleneck, like on the underarm area here, because again it's an area of stagnation, so we just want to wake that up. And then from here, one of the things that you mentioned you wish you could have done is to run away. So we're going to replicate that. So we're gonna go towards the tree, and we're gonna run. Well, we can't run because we're gonna run over the balcony, but we're gonna run in motion.
Well, we can run outside if you want.
Yeah. For this.
Maybe later I'll run.
Later, yeah. For this just demonstration, like you could still kind of run on the spot. You want to close your eyes so that you're picturing yourself running as far and as fast as you can away from the situation. So you're going as fast as you can, fast, like lightning speed, and you're going to this golden tree, this mother willow, this jaguar lady tree, and then you run until you're out of breath. You're so far away, you've traveled halfway across the globe running, and then in that desert where everything is just so hot, everything is so strong, so raw, there's this tree that meets you.
Tree!
And exactly, give the tree a nice big hug. And give it whatever those emotions are. They're stuff that are no longer needing to stay with you. The tree actually loves that. Like the tree breathes in our carbon dioxide, all of our wastes, the tree can handle and give it back to the earth. And the earth can use all of this waste and compost it into something fertile. Yeah. It's all good. Just let it out. Let it out. Give it to the tree. The tree loves this stuff. Yeah.
You're so sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Such a sweetheart. Thank you.
How does that feel?
Feels good.
Okay. Good. Is there anything else that your body would feel like that it wants to do right now?
Just wanna
Okay. So open. Breathe in. Exhale. Nice. Nice. Big ball of sunshine that is smiling, that is radiant, and you're getting all of it.
'Cause in the picture I was curled up in a ball kneeling, and now I want to open.
You want to open your heart again.
I do. Thank you.
Yeah. And in times like this, what you could do is whenever you feel that you need that light again, when you're feeling small, I encourage you to stand in a horse stance. You can actually take it from the earth because the earth has so much power. You can take that energy, breathe it in, and then spread it out around you. Yeah.
I like that.
The earth is governed by the spleen. And the spleen, the sound is Ooh. Kind of like an owl. Yeah.
I really like this movement.
Yeah. And then, ooh. And the spleen, the color of the spleen, the earth is yellow, golden yellow color. You
That's
know,
our theme for today.
exactly. And it looks like you want to do some more twisting, turning. And this time you could give your heart. So before we were removing things from the heart this time, one hand to the kidney and one hand to the heart. You gotta love the garbage man. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
Thank you for taking our ways. I'm sorry.
Exactly. How like symbolic, right?
Oh
like
my
the
gosh,
garbage man is
taking
here to
our way.
Exactly, right? Just getting rid of it. Off it goes. Off it goes. And then just give it another release. If you need to do another more shake it off, shake it off, shake it all off. There you go. As much as you need to.
Oh.
Be careful. Great. And from here, if you don't have a tree, if you find yourself in an indoor space where you don't have a tree, there's a QiGong exercise where you stand in horse stance, and then you close your eyes, and I'm just going to demo it first. And then you envision, am I in the camera? You envision that there is a tree in front of you, and then you hold it, and then you kind of lean, and then you fall but not fall. So it's an exercise of trust. So you're letting, you know that exercise when somebody catches you from the back? Yeah. It's kind of like that, but you always picture there's a tree there, and then you can get that tree. You see? So whenever you're falling, you could grab onto the tree and then come back. Yeah. Just get yourself back into center and breathe in here. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in the golden light. Give it to your heart. Again, counterclockwise. Love, joy, happiness, peace, smiling sunshine. Bring it down to your spleen, which is the left upper quadrant of your abdomen. The spleen, give it some love, stability, longevity, health, wealth, the territory of the earth. And give some to the lungs. The lungs is the metal. Rub the lungs around. Back to the kidneys where fear resides. And we can give it strength and courage. And then last, not the least, the liver. The liver, which is the element of wood, just like the tree. Tends to store frustration, anger, shame. We can let it go. And smile into it, smile, loving, sunshine. And then back to the heart. And we're encouraging it to forgive, forget, and then bring it back into the earth. Bring it back into the earth where it belongs. Mother Earth can take any garbage, compost it, and you'll have flowers in the springtime. So there's that. There's the sensory release. How do you feel?
I feel much better. There's still some more. I feel like I do want to go for a run later.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Go for as long of a run. Maybe by the water. Could you go back to your relaxation place, like Ontario? That was in Pickering, right?
That would be nice.
Run in the beach.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be today, but you know.
Yeah, soon. Yes.
And if you could take a rock, take it with you, run with it. And then once you finally finish running, go as much as you can. It's cold, but go as far as you can into the water and toss it as far as you can. And let Mother Ocean, or in this case lake, water, to take it and bring it down to the depths, and it no longer needs to be a part of your life. It's in a rock somewhere out there, and you'll never see it again. So welcome back inside.
Thank you.
So how was that experience for you doing it out in nature? Because I always encourage to do the sensory part outside actually. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was really, especially the part with Willow Tree. That
Yeah.
was really nice. Like I
Yeah.
felt like she could really just take everything, and I felt so grateful.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And she's always there.
she's always there.
As long as you're around this area.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't go anywhere, but we
Yeah.
do. So yeah, so I encourage you to do that, to run as fast and as far as you can with that rock into your relaxation place. That's the very same place where you and your friends held each other, and find that place, put all the energy into the rock and toss it as far as you can, but you want to toss it with the same gratitude with your experience with Mother Willow.
Okay, so you have to find a rock and then toss it back into the water.
A black rock, because the black color absorbs that energy, and
Okay.
the water will deal with it. It'll transform it into something beautiful.
Okay.
So, what is your body telling you right now? What do you feel in your body?
I still feel like some tightness in my back. Yeah, I still feel some of that there.
That's okay. You know what?
And this picture is still I kind of want to change that picture.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We can, we can work on that. So in terms of the back tightness, there's actually a QiGong exercise for this as well. So you're seated in, this is a good place to sit, cross-legged. I'm gonna demo it. So you would, so starting from the heart. So again, like tapping it.
Does it matter which hand?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which hand. So just tapping it. And sometimes I like to tap the head too, especially this, because this is where our thoughts reside. So we're just gonna help bring it into the heart and bring it into our fingers. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna open the door of the heart. We're gonna take it into our finger, and then we're going to transform our hands into bows and arrows. So,
Okay.
I know you're from Central Asia, and bow and arrow is a big component of that culture. So you're going to twist one, and then twist the other one this way. So as you're pulling a string, so one becomes the bow, and then the other one is the string. So you're gonna have this in your heart, and then you're going with you seated like that, cross-legged, because that's how it's supposed to be done. You're going to lean, so you're gonna curve so that there's a blind spot here where the heart is, and that's what is hurting right now. So you want to open it, spread your scapula, open that blind spot, bring all of that hurt and pain into the arrow. And then what you're gonna do is so you twist one way, twist the other way, you're going to pull, and you're pulling so much so you're pulling so much, there we go. So you want to feel the string there you go, feel it, and then see if you could, flex it, so that you're actually feeling the string of energy, feel it, and then squeeze your scapula together, pull so much so that you can actually feel the string pulling. And can you feel it?
Yeah.
Can you feel? Okay, direct all of that hurt and pain from that blind spot, the T4, T5 area, aim to the ocean, to the lake. I could feel mine, like my string is so tight. And then with all the love, compassion that we want for D, shoot it. Exactly.
Can I do that one more time?
Absolutely,
Okay.
as much as you want. This time the other side.
Okay.
So again, tap here, the crown. There's a lot of things that get stored here. There's a point here, GB20.
Yeah.
Tap. And if you could reach that blind spot, T4, T5, tap. Tap into the heart again. Sometimes
It's strange how you know it's T4, T5. It's literally right there.
Yeah, that's the blind spot. So sometimes I imagine the Dai Chi, which is this circle with the yin yang, the black and the white. I like to imagine that spinning, Bring all of that darkness out into your fingers. Now we're going to do the opposite one. So we're going to fold forward, open that blind spot, T4, T5. Encourage it to pour down into your arrow, into your bow and arrow. You're going to twist one hand outwards, the other one as if you're pulling a string, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're going to spread your scapula open wide, like as if you had wings. Breathe in all that love and that joy and that compassion that you had for him, but was never going to be good enough for him. You want to flex that finger, that pointer finger, flex, as if a string is really, really, really pulling. Aim like at a 45 degrees so that it could really reach far. Pull as much as you can, squeeze the scapula together, put all the love, joy, compassion that you had for him, that you tried so hard to give him, but he wasn't ready to receive. And then when you're ready, let go. Exactly. As far as it goes into the water. And sometimes it could be a burning arrow as well, a flaming arrow. And you can do that as much as you need to into that ocean. It's good if you actually have a real arrow, but be careful not to shoot anyone.
Or maybe like a elastic band.
Yeah, you can actually make one. You can make one.
Yeah.
And send it off. It's love and compassion, and that's what you try to give him, and you can have it in that way.
Yeah.
How does it feel, your back area?
It feels a bit better already. I want to do that exercise a few more times.
Yeah, and then you want to be gentle after that. Just give it a good rub. Yeah, the heart tends to take a lot of things.
It does.
Takes a lot of things. And then encourage it to go down into the earth. I actually have this aura spray, so are you open if I'm just gonna spray it to kind of purify the aura and allow it to be released. You can also use a smudge, and this is a feather that I just kind of picked up somewhere.
Thank you.
And just encourage it to leave, and I'm just gonna touch you over here.
I need to do an ASMR video with this feather.
Oh, definitely. I love the feather. I'm just gonna encourage it to come out where it felt, where it was kind of residing.
I'm feeling tingles.
I know. And then just release. And the arrows have feathers too, right?
Mm.
Makes them go in a direction where you want them to go.
Ooh.
Yeah, how does that feel?
It feels good. I like that.
Look at that. Like the aura spray had sprayed.
Oh my gosh, it did. It sprayed right into it.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Awesome. So, going back into this situation, what would you change? Yeah, you have your marker there.
T4, T3.
Oh, look at that. Mm. Mm.
My heart has expanded a lot.
Mm.
Like, back then it was fairly small, but since then it's expanded so much so that there's so much I can give.
Mm.
And it's so overpowering that it completely covers up his cloud, and in fact goes through his cloud of darkness. So his cloud of darkness was covered with light, and his own heart is beginning to show.
Wow.
He has a beautiful heart. He really does. Just needs to be able to connect with the divine, because he's lost touch. And I know he wants to. I know this is all of us. We want to return to love. It's just there's so many obstacles. But my love is being drawn from a source. Like, this is like an infinite source of love, you know? This is God's love. And I'm drawing from that, and then I'm transmitting it to him. And he's filled with God's love. And light, love and light. I'm transmitting that as well. It's being transmitted. And he was afraid of the light. He thought it was something scary, something that was numbing, but that was just his darkness, these clouds that were scared. He's not actually scared, because the source, like, he comes from this source. Like, this is him.
Right.
He's forgotten. But when he receives that, he'll go back. He'll go back to this really loving and peaceful and kind person. Yeah, and he's happy again.
Look at that.
And, this is all I want for him. Just like... Not the best drawing, but... Heart as well, and just returning to the source, welcoming it, and not being afraid. I'm kind of hesitant to draw myself here.
No. We're gonna draw yourself into the relaxation place.
Okay.
Because this is his.
That's his.
This is his page.
Okay.
And yours is gonna be somewhere else. Either in a new page, so that we can leave this behind.
Yeah, I don't really want to go back.
We have to fold it into a boat.
Okay. How do you fold it into a boat?
Oh. Do you have another paper? I could demonstrate it.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is where the origami comes in. We're going to take the two ends of the paper. So let's do the corner and do an origami ASMR. And then we're just going to fold it halfway. Oh yeah, this is very ASMR. Yeah, so we want to fold it like, I don't know if you've ever watched a Marie Kondo folding sesh.
Oh, I love watching those.
So we're going to fold it like that. So we're going to fold it again into another half. And we're just going to give it all the love that it needs. Like, my rings are perfect for this video.
Yes,
ASMR. ASMR folding. So we're just going to fold it like this. And then we're going to open it. There's so much care that goes into origami. We're going to fold it into a triangle. Follow the line. Yeah. And then we're giving everything that he needs to go into this journey. away from you, but towards himself, because you can no longer carry him.
Yeah.
So we're gonna send him off on a nice cruise ship or a sailboat, wherever he needs to go. And we're gonna fold it, try to make it as symmetrical as we could. But life is asymmetrical. But we're gonna try to package him nicely so that he has all his food and water and compass and map. And then we're gonna open this side.
Oops, I go to the wrong side.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Try
So.
again.
Oh yeah, my mistake. I should have instructed that.
That's okay.
Yeah. There we go. It takes some time, trial and error. And we're just giving him, remember, giving him everything that he'll ever need on his journey.
He'll ever need. Yeah.
And then we're going to take this little flap and fold it towards the triangle. Yeah, there we go. We could already see some of the colors coming out there. And then we're gonna flip it around. And then we're gonna take the line and then align the fold towards, yeah, exactly. So we're constructing a ship like a Noah's Ark. He can have all the things that he loves, his favorite video games, whatever. And then from here we're going to open it. We're going to open it into this kind of, and then we're going to tuck in the folds. Open it. And it's going to become a diamond.
Ooh.
So all of, like, diamonds come from such rough environment. Probably the hottest, the most pressure.
Yeah.
And then from here, we're going to take the flap again. And we're going to take the 2 points and point it towards up the pyramid. Fold it back. There we go. And then from here, we can open it again. There we go, and it becomes another diamond, a much smaller diamond, but a brighter one. And then from here, we just take the two ends, the open ends, and voila, there's his sailboat. And look, it's surrounded by all the love and the joy and the peace, and you can't even see him in it anymore because he's inside.
There's a little bit of him.
He's looking out.
Yeah,
He's looking out.
There he is, ready to go.
Exactly. So you're going to put a flower in here, whatever you think he'll need.
Oh, I have flowers. Let me grab some.
You can draw things in there that you want to send to him. Yellow's the theme. It's my favorite color.
Yay, yellow is nice.
Yeah, we'll just send him some love, some joy, some light that he needs.
He definitely needs lots of light. He was afraid of the light.
Oh.
But when you're afraid of it, that's sometimes what you need the most.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of Semide's life.
Yes, thank you. It taught me so much. I've learned so much from you. I've just become more tender and loving and giving and compassionate and humble, and yeah, he's been the greatest teacher so many ways. So we'll give him everything. Yeah, just a lot of yellow.
There we go.
I'm gonna offer a prayer. I'm just going to offer it some light. I never got to give him light, but...
And this is the time.
This is the time.
Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva Gambira Prajna Paramitacharya Charamano Ihamajaro Kittiswa Pancha Sapta Ashnataswa Swava Sunya Prajnatiswa Iha Shariputra Rupam Shunyam Shunyata Iva Rupam Rupana Pritak Shunyada Shunyanatasa Atasad Rupam Yadrupam Na Sunyata Lakshunyatamasad Rupam Ivam Ivaya Nasam Nasaya Vidayam Iha Shariputra Sarva Dharma Shunyata Lakshana Anapana Aniruddha Anopanana Panana Paripurna Tasmat Shariputra Suryataram Yadrupam Yadvidayam Nahasamyana Sahamsara Navidyanam Dashasapotra Dravajina Kayamanam Simarupam Shabda Dadarasa Swasadiya Dharma Dashatugato Yamana Avidya Datum Datu Navidya Chayo Najaruma Jarumara Nuka Jarumara Chayo Na Samudaya Na Nirodha Marga Nayanam Navratir Navi Samado Tasmata Jati Arya Bodhisattva Prajna Paramita Mukta Mantra Adeyate Gate Parasam Gate Bodhiswam. That's the Heart Sutra.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In Sanskrit.
That was wonderful. When you were singing it, I could feel like it vibrating through my arm, and like at the what you were singing, it was like vibrating at the same pace as your melody.
Wow.
It was really beautiful.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's ready to go.
It's ready to go. Now there's a river beside your school, and that's where it needs to go. Find a quiet place, close to the place where we did the Shinrin-yoku, the forest bathing. There's an access to the river there, and you could just gently let it go there, and it's gonna find its way into the ocean of life, samsara.
Samsara. Okay.
Okay, good. How do you feel?
I feel grateful. I feel really grateful. I'm ready to let this go once and for all. Like I'm ready to let it go and then welcome the new into my life. It's just like death and birth. It's time. And the new moon is coming up, so this is good. Letting
New
go
moon.
before the new moon.
Oh, absolutely. And if you could give yourself a message, what would you give yourself?
Message to myself?
Yeah, that's Semide that was sitting there and receiving all of that pain and suffering. What would you tell her if you could now go back to her? She was sitting in front of the screen and so fearful, wasn't even allowed to feel pain and fear. What would you tell her?
I would tell her that it's her birthright to feel all the feelings that life gives you, whether it's pain or joy, whether it's fear or hope, all the different dharmas, loss and gain, grief, happiness, like everything that you feel, it's like it's all valid and you can feel it, you can sit with it, you can watch it, you can allow it to move through your body, and it's all part of life, and that's the beauty of life, that we get to feel these feelings. Otherwise, how boring would life be? And so don't be afraid to open your heart. Don't be afraid to let go. Don't be afraid to run. Don't be afraid to stay. Yeah, and if you want to be afraid, that's okay too.
That's absolutely acceptable. Yeah.
Everything's okay. Semide, everything is okay.
Everything is okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Give yourself a nice hug.
Yeah, everything's okay. And I know you were so frustrated and scared, but it all turned out for the better, because all of that helped you become the person you are today, so that you can offer more service to others and feel more compassion to others and to serve God in the best way that you can. You had to go through that, and you did really well. You
did incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what I heard you say, and this is what you wanted to tell yourself, is that I have the right to feel all emotions. Wow, that's really good handwriting for non-dominant hand.
I have the right to feel. Oops.
Yeah.
Feel all emotions.
Yeah.
Deeply.
Yes. I have the right to express all emotions. I love myself.
I love myself.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
I forgive myself.
I forgive myself.
Is there anything else that you want to say?
I am precious.
Yes, you are. We also have more room here, just in case.
Okay, maybe I'll put it here. I am precious. I find when relationships end, and I've had so many in the past year, sometimes you forget this.
I'm precious.
I'm precious.
I'm powerful.
I'm powerful.
I'm radiating love.
I am. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
Radiating love.
Anything else?
And God's light. And I trust myself.
Yes. Oh.
Myself. And I trust God.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Good. So now we're just gonna bring this in again with the smiling sunshine. So we're gonna take this, breathe it, enter to the third eye, tongue to the roof of the mouth, eyes cross to the triangle point. Breathe it in, and I'm gonna encourage you to tap it in to the T4, T5, the blind spot, while saying this. So I have the right to feel all the emotions.
I have the
Deeply.
right to feel all emotions deeply.
I have the right to express all emotions.
I have the right to express all emotions.
I love myself.
I love myself. I accept myself.
Yes, I can't read it.
I forgive myself. I am precious.
And then give the heart a rub. Mm-hmm.
I am powerful.
Powerful.
Is it this way now? Clockwise now? Or?
Whichever feels right. Whichever feels right. It's just, for me, this is what feels right. Whichever feels right for you while tapping into that blind spot. Yeah.
I am radiating love and God's light.
Right.
I trust myself and I trust God.
And just breathe that in. Back into that old tiny home that you've created. You're gonna furnish it with all the things that you want. Now that we've dusted it off, cleaned it off, folded everything into place, burnt anything else that we didn't need. We installed some new lighting fixtures, opened up some windows, smudged, cleared, and this is what you have. And that's that.
Thank you.
How did it go for
so
you?
Powerful. That was really profound.
Right?
Yeah. Thank you for being a part of this journey. I know it probably wasn't easy watching this. Maybe it triggered something for you. And I just want to let you know that, like, we're all in this together. We're all going through all of this pain and suffering and trauma, and there's a way out of it. There's a way to let go of that weight. You don't have to hold on to it. And I know it's difficult to let go of it. I mean, I just did it. But it's so worth it, because you are so worthy of living a lighter and more rewarding and nourishing life. Like, it's never going to be easy, but I think the more that you let go, the more the more you can open your heart, and the more you can feel, and the more you can, like, really enjoy life. And I really recommend Theodore. I would love for all of you, if you've stuck by until the end, please check out Theodore's work, his website, his podcast. So his business is called Sekhmet.
Yeah, Sekhmet. So
Sekhmet.
you could go at sekhmet.ca. So that's
Yeah.
SEKHMET.ca.
Yep.
Because we're in Canada. So right now I'm actually launching an online course. And if you're watching this before Thursday, November 19th, you still have a chance to to jump into the course. The course is designed to help people get prepped for the one-on-one trauma work that I do, the trauma processing. And I love how you say, like, when you open your heart, because that's what I always say in my podcast. So I also have a podcast called the Midnight Meditations Podcast. And if you haven't had a chance to listen to Semide's ASMR podcast, it's there. It's called the Midnight Meditations Podcast. And I always say when we open our hearts, we open the world to our highest possibilities. So right now the doors are open for the online course. It's called Surrender. It's everything to do with surrendering and letting go. It's 5 weeks. It was originally 4 weeks, but then I decided to add a bonus week for everybody. And it's designed to start from November 19th all the way just before the holidays to get us prepped for the new year 2021. And yeah, if you have things that you need to let go of, old baggages, this is the course to take. And if they're interested in working with me one-on-one, this is a sneak peek of what we do in those sessions. I offer a package of 12 sessions that runs for 3 months. And this is what we do. So the course is like kind of like a stepping stone into the one-on-one work. So if they're interested, I encourage them to take the course first. It's available this coming week and you can register at sekhmet.ca.
Yes, highly recommend that. And we have a discount code for
Oh yeah, oh my gosh. I actually have a gift because I love Semide so much. She's a friend of mine as much as, we actually met during a forest bathing activity. And this is where you're gonna release it,
Yes, that's crazy.
Yeah, because, I just want to give a gift to everybody who's watching and Semide's fans. I have a promo code for you guys. If you type in capital A, capital S, capital M, capital R, I think you know where this is going to, ASMR 10, you can receive a 10% off from the course. And right now it's a super sweet price because it's my first launch. So I decided to I love giving, so.
Highly recommended. I'm sure it's going to be really life-changing, groundbreaking, enlightening, everything. Aww. So, that's been my experience with you so far in the past few months that we've worked together. So I can just imagine that your course is going to be just as amazing.
Thank you so much. Yeah. This is also my experience with everyone I work with, and that is why I love this work that I do, and that's why I created the course to help guide people to get to the point where we can do this kind of work, because this such deep work that it requires a foundational skill set building to set up the foundations for something like this. And that's when the one-on-one comes in. So I truly appreciate you exposing me to the rest of the world.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure so many of my viewers would really, really benefit from the work that you do. So many of them have different forms of trauma and depression, anxiety, insomnia issues, and really getting to the root cause and helping to burn it up from the root, I think will really, really help. Of course, I love my viewers so much. Giving you all such a big hug. Thank you for sticking around, and I'll see you soon. I'll bring him back on, don't worry.
Oh yeah, we can do ASMR hair.
We'll do ASMR. We'll bring the feather back as well.
We'll bring the feather back.
Yeah, anyway. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, and come to the show, to my show, the podcast.
Oh yeah.
To talk about more ASMR and sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love that.
So yeah, we're tag teaming from now on.
Yeah. Yay.
Woohoo. Bye everyone.
Bye.